Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well today. We did our other big album, and as I was doing that one, of course I have a lot of new people to albums, asking me questions about it. And I'm like, some of them are a little nervous to do that yet, but it's not that hard. But I'm going to show you the easiest album you can make. This is one of the easiest albums you can make, and it turns out really, really nice. So all you're doing is making it with lunch bags. Now this is just my little sample thing. Don't worry, we're going to do a better one than this, but this is what it'll kind of look like, not decorated. Okay, so we're going to use that again. But these are just regular lunch bags from the grocery store. So for my grocery store, they were $3.99 for a pack of 50. So that comes out to like 8 cents a bag. You only need 6 of them. Now, you can use any size bag. Mine are about 10 7/8 long by 5 inches wide. Now, you can go on Amazon. You can find a bag that is 6 inches wide. So if you want to make a true 6 by 6, you can. But, why pay that? These are 8 cents. They make a lovely album. We'll show you. All you need to do is I have some put together, so we're going to work on these two. Now these were pretty flat. I was impressed with these ones because sometimes they're kind of wrinkly, kind of flat, not very flat. But I just kind of take my little bone folder and kind of crease everything down just like that. Now I leave it just the way it comes out of the bag. Okay, so I leave this flap that way, just the way it comes out of the bag. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is just going to fold that up just like that. Kind of make sure it's even on both sides. And I'm going to use my bone folder. Do that to both of them. Like I said, you got 6 total, but I already did 4 of them. You want to get this in here not too long. Like that other album was 4 parts, but that's a bigger album. That's a different type. This album you can put together in no time at all. Trust me on this. It all depends on how you decorate it. And I'm not going to put no extra embellishments in this one. We're just going to simply put pages on it. Now you want to cut all your bags down to 6 inches, okay? So go on and just cut them down to 6 inches. You don't want all this on there, that icky side. So then you have this, okay? And then cut that down 6 inches, okay? So we did 6 of them. Okay, then we are going to this little flappy thing here. So it looks like that. We're just going to glue that down. We don't need that for nothing. Let's just glue it down. Get a little bit more stability in here too. So just going to glue that down on both of them. Actually on 6 of them. Remember, I got the other ones are here waiting for our next step. And I just glue that down. Okay, review. So now you have this. So you have, it won't open. That's as far as it'll open now. Okay, it'll open there, but it won't open here, But you're not going to be using all of this. So don't worry about that yet. Okay, so we're going to take 2 bags. And we're just going to put this flap up. Just like that. Okay. So they're down. We're just going to put it up. Down, up. Okay. And we are going to glue those 2 together. Okay. Simple as that. Now when you glue these, you can glue these 2 different ways. I'm gluing them. And we're going to form a little pocket right there. But if you don't like that pocket, seal them up together. Okay. So I'm going to do that way. So we're just going to run our glue down both sides. Down both sides. And then along the bottom. Okay. And now we're just going to put them back to back. And get them as even as you can get them. And then we're just going to rub them down. Okay, you got the little pocket there. Don't pull it open too much though yet. Okay, so now you have this. And now I have 3 of those. We're using 6 bags. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to put them together. So we have 2 sets. We're going to take these long sides, pocket in the middle, and another side. We're going to take these 2 sides and glue them together. Easy peasy, right? And this one, we don't need to leave a pocket because we're going to have a pocket. So these ones we're going to just totally seal. Okay, and then we are going to even them up the best you can. Then we are going to hold them down tight. All right, so now we have, let me find my outside piece here. So we have that, 1, 2, and 1 more, okay? So now we are going to glue. Here, I gotta get the right side. I gotta pull that apart. There we go. I had the front and the back wrong. So now we have that. So we have flat there. We open it up. We have a pocket, page, pocket, page, pocket, page, pocket, page, pocket, page, pocket. Okay, so now we're gonna take the last one, bump it up against there, okay? Same thing. Okay, and then bump it up there. I mean, the main thing, you want to keep your top as even as you can because we are going to be covering this bottom spine piece. You don't have to, but that way, if you don't get them perfectly together, we can hide it down here, okay? I'll show you that in the middle because we're going to cover up this spine. So if you don't, you want to make sure your top is as even as you can get it, so your pages are even. So we are going to cover that. Okay, so there's our book. Now, there's a couple of different things we can do here. Okay, I'm going to put that off to the side. So now I'm going to put the spine on. Okay, and I already cut it, but I'll show you. Okay, so you want a piece that's 2.5 by 5. And you can see I got the score lines in there already just to save some time. But we'll rescore it so I can show you. So 2.5 by 5 on the 2.5 side, you are going to score at 1 inch. And at 1.5, okay? Or 1 inch and 1 inch. So do it either way, okay? Just so you have an inch on either side, okay? So 1 and 1.5. That's going to be our spine. And then we're just going to fold it and score. Fold it and flatten. Okay, now we're going to have this. Okay, we are going to take this and put it here. And that will cover up our end there. Now I'm using craft paper as my base. I'm using 110-pound craft from Michaels. You can use whatever you want. You can go right to designer paper if you want, but you can use whatever you want. So we're going to glue this down. But we will not put any glue in the middle, okay? So we only want glue on our 2 big pieces that are going to touch the sides. You do not want to glue any on the middle. It won't open properly, okay? So we're just going to put glue like that. Like that. Keep that middle open, okay, guys? And then we're just going to put it on our side. And make sure it's even with the ends. Now, if you have some clips, go ahead and clip. But it doesn't take too long to adhere. Okay, now while I'm talking about the next step, I will add a couple. I don't think I have the big clips down here. I do have. Nope, I don't have my big clips down here, so we won't do that. It's already stuck down anyways. Okay, so this is what we have so far. You can see our little spine piece on there. and it'll like open up. See, now it'll open flat. If you didn't do that, it's not going to open up. You're going to have some struggle. And see, you want it to do that. A little glue on the pages there. Okay, so on this one, all I did, now you can do this two different ways. I'm going to do it the opposite way on this one. On this one, I just took a piece of cardstock and put it across. So I took a piece that's 6 by 5 and just added it on the top. Cover up your little spine there, and I did that on the front or back just to clean it up. Now you don't see that spine piece. You don't see this piece right here now. And it gives a little bit more strength to yours. Now I have the end pocket on this side. See where I have the pocket? The first page is actually, the cover is actually a pocket, and the back is actually a pocket. Now you might not like that, so I'm going to show you another way you can hide this pocket. Get rid of that pocket, okay? So now to do that, now I'm using my Michaels, so I don't have 12 by 12 paper, which is fine because we're going to cover it with designer paper anyways. So I cut it down so it's 11.5 by 5, okay? Or 4.5. Yeah. Why did I do... Yeah, I wanted to do 4. Yeah, 4.5. I'll show you why I did 4.5, because it would have shown. So I did 4 and... What is it? 4 3/4 by 11.5. And I'll show you why when we put our designer paper on, why I did that. Okay? So 11, sorry. Why do I keep saying 11.5? 11 by 4 3/4, Jean. And it is written right there. 4 3/4 by 11. I just cannot read. Wow. Okay, Jean. So what we're going to do with this piece is we're going to get rid of this pocket. So we're going to cover it up. So we're just going to put it over the top like that. And that's going to give more strength to your cover. Now you can put a chipboard cover on. You don't need to waste your time with chipboard on this album. This is a quick and simple album. So we're going to put this, we're going to glue that down like that. And don't worry, all this will be, looks kind of look icky right now. It's going to get covered with our designer paper. If you have 12-inch cardstock, that's the 110 pound, you can, make it go all the way to the end. But I don't, so I'm showing you, most people don't probably. They just have the 8.5 by 11. So we're going to glue that down. So I am going to put the glue everywhere. Okay, so now we are just going to put that over, and you get all the glue on yourself, and we're just going to center that. You just want to center this one. Okay, center it the best you can. Don't worry, we got designer paper, and I got glue there. Make sure you wipe that off, otherwise your page will stick together. Now we do not have that front pocket. See, now it's also finished off nicely on the edge. So you don't have a front pocket. You might not like the front pocket. It's up to you how you like it. If you want that extra pocket, or if you don't, cover over it, okay? So now let's do the back side. Same thing. Same piece of paper. 4 3/4 by 11. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to line it up the best you can. I worry more about the outside. And it looks good. And we'll just flatten it all down. Okay, so now see how the edges, how nice those edges are now? And we covered up the pockets, and we have a lot of strength in this cover now. We have a lot of strength. And that's all you need for this type of album. You don't need to be fancy with chipboard and everything on this type. You can if you want to, but having 2 layers of your 110 pound cardstock is almost like chipboard. And that was so easy to do that, right? You guys are with me, right, so far? So now this album has the pockets, and this album does not, okay? You have plenty of pockets because this part, look how much. You can put in 4 sheets of tags if you want. And you got this one. You can put more than one. I usually put 2. I put 1 in each little spot there. So in this one, you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you could put 6 in. This one we'll be putting 4 in. Okay, and then you got to remember you can put cards in this one too, which I'll show you. Now we're going to put all our pages on. We'll do our cover last. So all our pages, so we're going to do the big pages first, not the pockets, so we don't get confused. So we need 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we need to cut 6 of them. So I have them here. So I didn't show you the paper pack. So I'm using this one. Yes, my Craft Consortium. Just love them. I love their paper. I just love the different things in their paper packs. And this one, I love that ghost. I'll be using that one. But this one, I don't think had a big page. It had the little pages, but not a full scene page like some of them have. But it has the little cards, and it has the strips on this one. So, and then it has cutouts on the back and cutouts on the front. 6 by 6, and that's why I do this. You know, I cut it down. You can cut it a bit longer if you want, but I cut it so you guys can use a 6 by 6 pack. Okay, so 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we're gonna put this. And the reason I did this 4 and a half. What is it? 4 and a half or 4 3/4? Jeez, 4 3/4. Because if I didn't, you would have seen this piece that we put on top would have been out, and it would. Now we're covering that whole piece right up by using that. See, you can still see a little bit of your spine, but that's okay. But you're not seeing this other piece underneath now. If I'd have brought it to the edge, you would have definitely seen it underneath there. I just like to hide things a little bit. See where, and then if we put it on this one, because you don't see the seam at all, because we covered it with the paper this way, so the difference in that. Okay, so we are going to put this first one here. We'll make sure we cover that up nicely. And this is the only one that had double-sided pumpkins. Otherwise, they were all different on each side. I don't know. That was weird to me out of their pack. But I love it. I will be doing more. My big Christmas album will be a Craft Consortium 12 by 12 pack. As soon as I get it. Okay, and then we're going to go to the next one. This is kind of a shimmer. They have some shimmer pages, and then they have the regular cardstock pages, which I like the variety. And this I'm doing a little border so we can see the craft. Now, if you wanted to, like if you don't like the craft color, like say you wanted black for this album, you could have put black down on everything as a base. But that's a lot more paper. You don't need that. So we're just going with the craft. You can probably, I'm sure you can find black bags out there and stuff, but some of those designer bags are costly. So why spend the money when I think these craft, regular lunch bags. I did find a white lunch bag that was, you could make a 6 by 6 album, but like why spend the money when, this is 4 3/4. It ends up being basically 5 by 6 is what it ends up being, but you matting it. Got some little bats. Now we got some haunted houses. I'm going to use the green side on this one. And this comes together pretty quickly. If you have a last minute gift we're only at 18 minutes, guys. Now, yes, I had some of the paper bags done, but that really wasn't going to add that much more time onto it. It does not take long to get your bags ready. And yes, I have everything cut already, so you probably still could make it within 2 hours for sure, if not less. And we had the purple spider webs. I didn't want the black spider webs. I make a lot of Christmas albums, but I don't make a lot of anything else. I'm like, I'm going to make this one a Halloween one. I make albums and give them away and stuff. So, for my family and stuff like that. Okay, so the last page back here is this bat. Okay. We get the glue on. And we are going to put this right Make sure. All right, now let's do our little pockets there. See how cute that is already, how that's coming along? Now let's do our little pockets. So for the little pockets, they're 4 3/4 by 3 inches. 4 3/4 by 3 inches. And you need 6 of them. I'm looking at my little screen over there and it froze. Ah, it's gonna catch up now. Here, it's catching up finally. Okay, so we'll take this one down first. I'm gonna turn it this way just to make it a little easier. And we're gonna cover that right over there. You put as much work into this album as you want. When I get this done without embellishments, it's going to be fine. You can take it over the top with embellishments. I don't have no plans for this one right now, so that's why I'm not going to do any extra embellishments right now. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll make some albums, and then when I know who I'm giving it to, I'll do more work. Like you can do page prompters on these. So what that means is like you can cut out white pieces of paper that have sizes like 4 by 4 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 picture sizes, and you can put those on here, and then all they have to do is put the picture right on that. I find I just like to put it right on the paper. But if you're giving it to somebody, you might want to put prompts, or sometimes what I do is like give me the pictures and I'll put the pictures in for you. Okay, make sure I turn this the right way. So I don't like to put prompts in because I want them to put whatever size picture they want in. This page they may want a 4 by 6. The next page they might want a couple 3 by 3s. You know, I don't want to tell them what to do. That's why I don't use prompts. So my ghosties they go all different ways, so it don't matter. Now, if they want to back it with their picture with a solid color, then just give them some paper that kind of matches your paper pack, and they can cut their own up for whatever size they want. But I find this works out just fine for most people. And put that one in there. And one more there. Turn it the right way. Should probably put that this way. Guess it doesn't really matter. When you're looking at an album, I guess it doesn't really matter which way it goes. Okay, so there's the inside of our album. Okay, I'm still not going to do the front quite yet. Now I have some cards. Clip this, get those off. Now, sorry, I made some cards for the small pockets and for the big pockets. So, the small pockets you need 4 1/4 by 4. Now this may vary, so you may have to do it yourself because it depends on how far in you bring your glue. Okay, so for me that works out perfect, the 4 1/4. And then you can stick out, so I got 4 1/4 this way. You can stick up as much as you want. Okay, so you got that. And I'm not going to decorate these like that. You can decorate them if you want. You can leave them. Sometimes I put a picture designer on one side and then plain like white on the other side. They can use it as journaling cards. But until I give it to whoever I'm giving it to, I'm not going to do anything with those yet. Okay, so we got 3 of those to put in the pockets. Like I said, and don't use tape for this because your tape never really dries. So your little cards are could get stuck on the tape. But like I said, if you bring in your glue too far, your card's going to be different. That's why you want to keep your glue to the edge as best as you can. So there you got the cards. Now we have the big pockets, right? So now I made 2 of them. So these are 4 3/4 by 6. Again, you may have to vary these yourself because of how you glue. Now I put one on each side, like this and like this. That's how I do mine. Now I have two more. This one's actually going to go on the back, but so now I'm going to show you how to make the tabs. Okay, so you can make your tabs like We Are Memory Keepers has a tab punch, and they have a tab board, which makes the whole sheet with the tab on it. Or they have a tab punch, which makes a two-piece tab, and I just glue it together. I'm going to show you guys how to make your own tab, because not everybody, I didn't have all this equipment till later on in life. So I had to make things, you know, by hand. So what I have is this, the We Are hand punches. Now, I used to kind of cut a design in. I'm not cutting a design in for you guys because I'm terrible at cutting. But I'm using the scallop side, okay? And then all you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, and it's going to be, let's see, is that right? 1.5 by 1.5. Score it down the middle, okay? Fold it in half. Now on the folded side is where we're going to punch, okay? So I'm going to turn it to get it in there, scallop side. So your folded side is going to be down, and you're going to slide it down in there. Turn it where I can see. You're going to slide it down in there, kind of center it, and then you get that. So when you do the other side, on the folded side, and we're going to put it down in there, and I want to get it centered. And look, you guys, you have your own tab. Now, normally I would have cut like curve maybe or whatever. I wasn't too fancy back when I first started, but you know. So this works perfect if you have that, if you want to invest in that, whatever. This is great for making corners on your papers too. So let's do one more, okay? So again, 1.5, and you can make these tabs any size you want. 1.5 by 1.5, score down the middle. Now put your folded side on the bottom, and we're going to put that inside here till it touches that piece, and then this is centered. You might have to adjust it. You want to make sure that's centered. And then we're going to do the other side. So you don't need too much fancy stuff. But like I said, I have the tab board, and it makes the whole sheet like this and the tab all together in one piece. And I also have their punch, but their punch makes two separate pieces. It does not make a full piece like that. It makes two separate pieces, and then you just kind of glue them together. Now, we need two. So how I do this, put my two in the middle. I always start with my two end pieces. And then I'll take my sheet, I'll put these on. I'll get them apart. I'll put them on, and then we will adjust them. Okay, so I put them on there, and then I kind of see about where I want to put them. Just kind of keep adjusting them to about where you want to put them. Something like that. Okay, then we can get rid of this top one. And then we can take this. And then what I'm going to do is just hold that down. I'm going to kind of flip it, and put that down on that side. So I know about where it goes. And then glue the rest of it here. And then glue it down. You don't want to glue it straight down. You want to leave a little bit above, of course. So I'm trying to get where I left my other ones, so they're even. Trying to see where I did those. Okay. And now we got that one, number 2. And then this one was somewhere right about here. I don't stress about it. Don't worry, guys. Still going to look good either way, right? Now I've got to go. And we're going to kind of go down. Now we have our tab pages. So they're going to go in. So we're going to put the first one here on this side of the bag. And then our next one's going to go here. And then we're going to put this one here. And the last one's going to go here. And I didn't do a very good job on that one. I will forgive myself. And now you have that, okay? So you have that. So you got the inside, got the cards. And again, these, I tend to just leave plain most of the time. And they can do whatever they want with them, and then they can tuck more pictures down inside the bag too, or memorabilia or whatever they can stick down in there. But I tend to leave the cards. It's up to, you know, it's up to you really how you want to do it. Okay, so let's start with, get these off of here, and what I'm doing, I'm going to put this piece on the back. So let's start with our back here. We're going to do the green. And for these pieces, they're same as the inside, 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, I'm just going to center that onto that other piece. Just get the edges down good. Good. Okay, then for this little spine, you don't have to if you don't want to deal with that little, you know, piece or whatever, but it's 5/8 by 4 3/4. I'll put that down. Without getting too much glue on me. And then bring it down and center it the best you can. These little pieces can be fun to deal with. I got glue on me again as usual. Okay, that's our back. Okay, now for my front, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put this one down first. Again, 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. We're just going to put that down first. Okay, I'm lining it up and giving a little border around there. Okay, now I took this piece of paper, which is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we're going to put this right in the middle. Okay, center that in the middle. And then they can write on all these tabs themselves what they want to do with them. So I don't do nothing to the tabs either. And then I took one of the squares from inside, and we're going to put there, we're going to pop it up. You would think my foam dots were right here. Did I put them away as usual? I did. Okay, let's foam this up. Now, if I had a spare piece of chipboard here, I would have put a piece of chipboard on the back of this because it'll keep it stronger. But I don't have one, and I didn't think about it when I was doing this album. I'll put a couple extra tapes on the back. Make sure they're down good. Now guys, we're only at 34 minutes right now. So it's a pretty quick album. Okay? It's like right there. We're going to call it done. Now, you can embellish it any way you like. But I think this is fine just like this to give to somebody. Especially it's your first album, you're going to impress them. And just tell them that they can put pictures anywhere they want. They can, if you have some, like a pack of stickers or something you want to throw in. This one, of course, did not come with stickers. But if you have some embellishments you want to throw in with them, and then, like I said, you do what you want on your card. You can tell them they can put a picture on one side and journal on the other side, or whatever they want, really, with that. And the big ones, then you just let them know this is the store extra stuff, and they can do whatever they want with their card. They might want to just use it for journaling, or they might want to put, like, you know, pictures that have more of a meaning on it and then write in it, you know. Let me pull these back a little bit. down in it, that kind of thing. Get those all back down in there. But look at that. Look how cute that is, just the way it is. And like I said, you can decorate it as much as you want, but as far as I'm concerned, it's done just like that. And look at that, just in, so, you know, you could probably do it under an hour once you get really good at it. It says just simple paper bags. Look what you made. Simple paper bags. Paper bags. They don't have to know those are made with paper bags. They're not going to know. They are not going to know. They might know from here. They're going to probably tell from here, but, you know, they're going to think you're awesome. You are awesome. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I wanted to bring something really, really easy. I will be making an envelope album too later. Those are pretty simple to make too, and they're just using your envelopes around the house. I use all different sizes, like the big 5x7s, 4x6s, you know, whatever. You can use whatever size. You can use colored envelopes. You can use plain white ones. You can use junk mail, you know, envelopes, whatever. You just have to have kind of the same size. And so I'll be making that one later on. And then I have a big one coming up again around Christmas. I don't know what size I'm making. I'm thinking an 8x8. And that will be with some more like animated pages and stuff like that. So that'll be, we're going to step that one up a little bit from our other album. So a little bit more challenging on that one. But I want to bring things for all levels of crafters out here. And this I think was like, I made an envelope one before I made the bag one when I first started making albums. And I was like, I impressed myself back then, you know. So I hope you guys will try one and let me know if you give it a try, if you've done them before. And as always, you guys have any comments, please leave them. You have any suggestions for me, leave them in the comment section and I will try to make it for you. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.